Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about properties. We have a couple of different properties that we use to compare expressions. Now, properties are statements that are true for any number. And we talk about equivalent expressions, and what we mean by that is that an equivalent expression is said to be equivalent because they have the same value. For instance, commutative property. If you take a look here in commutative property, we have 7 plus 9 is equivalent to 9 plus 7. They actually end up being the exact same answer. Same as 4 times 6 and 6 times 4. Or A plus B will be equivalent to B plus A, and that is whatever A is and whatever B is. It doesn't matter, you flip it around, they will still have the same answer. And the same for multiplication. It's like when you say 7 times 2 is 14 and 2 times 7 is 14. It doesn't matter the order, it will be the exact same answer. If we go to associative property, which is our next one right here, we just finished commutative property. It says the way in which three numbers are grouped when they are added or multiplied does not change their sum or product. In other words, if I do 3 plus 9 plus 4, and notice the parentheses are on the last two numbers, and when you go to add 9 plus 4, you would get 13. Can I put it down here and you'd be okay with that? I hope so. And if you bring down the 3 and the plus sign, you end up with 16. Well, let's go ahead and look at the second one over here. It's 3 plus 9 plus 4, which is the same expression, except the parentheses are in the front. And I forgot to mention here, remember in GEMS, order of operations, we always do grouping symbols first. So if I decided to, if I don't decide, when I go to do GEMS, I'm supposed to do 3 plus 9 first. And when you add that, you get 12. Let me bring the plus sign and the 4. Well, 12 plus 4 is equivalent to 3 plus 13 because they both equal 16. So it doesn't really matter when you do associative property, when you're adding or multiplying, you're still going to get the same answer, regardless of what you do first. Over here, the same thing holds true for multiplication. If I do 5 times 7 first, then I multiply by 8, I will still get the same answer as 8 times 5, which is 40, and then 40 times 7, which is 280. You're still going to get the exact same answer. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. And the last thing is identity property. When we look at identity property, we are thinking about kids, what we're thinking about is definitely that you have the same identity, the same answer back. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, if you looked in a mirror, what would you expect to see? Your identity, yourself, right? So identity, I want you to remember that, is you should get the same thing you started out with. So on this one, if you'll notice, I start off with, on this question, 13 plus 0. Notice that there's a mirror. The mirror is a 0, the 0 we're going to pretend, okay? So if you're looking at the mirror, you should have the same thing back again. So 13 plus 0 gives you 13 because you've added nothing to it. You get the exact same thing back. 7 times 1 is going to give you 7. The identity stays the same. Identity property. That's an easy one to remember.